Hello. We are live. What's going on, everyone? Hope the sound is coming out all right. All right. We got Rainer Trofer, Gina's Reef, Paul McCarthy vibes, Ricky D. Hoyos. I hate stupid people. Tank Tribe. What's going on, Steph? There he is. Oh my, look at this guy. Wow, look at this guy, Liquid Zoo, man. I'm gonna check, make sure my sound is all right. Sweet. Happy Easter, everyone. Did some family things and ate some food. Hope everyone's doing good. Figured I'd do a little topic on saltwater tonight, and I wrote some shit down to try and keep me on track. Peplin Creek Aquatics, what's going on? Brian. But I hope y'all had a good Easter Sunday. I did some water changes and top offs. Cat is sleeping because she didn't get to bed till a little bit ago. She was working the midnight shift from like 11 to 7 in the morning. So she's sleeping during the day now. But since there was a bunch of people here, she couldn't really get much sleep. Vibes, great Easter Sunday. Yep. And if you did not catch, I doing this big old 40-gallon breeder build for saltwater. Planning it out pretty much the whole thing on how I want to do it. I mean, I usually don't really do that. Kind of just get what I can get instead of a tank. This I'm really planning out what I'm going to do with this 40-gallon breeder. Sump, everything. It's going to be cool. HCB Chemistry, what's up? Dream Fish Keeping, Mains, Tail, Fur, and Fins, Mark Sterlson. What's going on? But let's look at this little presentation that I got going on. So it's very boring to look at. So I don't think I'm going to show you guys, but pretty much it's just getting started with saltwater and what you need to know. So pretty much it's only difficult if you make it that way. It's not too much different than freshwater. There's little things that are different, like salt, and a little bit more testing involved. Pricing is more expensive on some things, but all in all, maintenance is pretty much the same. Today I'm going to try and teach you guys the nitrogen cycle if you don't know how to measure your salt and picking out salt, filtration, escaping materials, stocking, and maintenance. I didn't get quite finished with it today, so we might come back and do a part two of a revised version of this. Because I didn't have a whole lot of time today. Salt water, it's really not that different. Bacteria that live in there is just there, slower, but it's there. And during the cycle, you want to monitor your levels and keep track of your cycle, kind of like in a freshwater tank. You know, the ammonia, nitrate. As you feed your fish and fish poop, they're going to create ammonia. Or if you drop in an ammonia source like liquid ammonia, fishless fuel. I actually have some of that. Let me go grab some items real quick. Look at the chat. Myrtle Rocks, Danikin Aquatics, what's up? Jimmy P, what's going on? Squawk, what's up, New Look Austin? Give me just a second. Okay, back. .503 Aquatics, what's up, Shanna? What's up? ACB. Cool. All right. So this is a liquid ammonia. Pretty good stuff for starting up the cycle without using like stinky shrimp. And you can also boost your cycle with live rock and beneficial bacteria from other people's aquariums, just like in saltwater and freshwater. Yeah. Sprite. And the desk kit that I use is right here. This is the Red Sea Marine Care multi-test kit. It can test your alkalinity, your pH, your ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. And it comes with some good vials. Missing one because I've been using it. And it's drying. But it comes with, a little one of these. You want to keep this away from any kids because it does have some pretty nasty chemicals in it. But it's a little bit different than your API test kit. It's got like powders that you scoop out. And it still does have like little dropper kits and this one, what, pretty nasty stuff. This one, don't get that one on you. That one's not good. But yeah, this kit also comes with the these cards that help tell you what to do. That's your ammonia, nitrite, pH, nitrate, and alkalinity. Pretty much alkalinity and pH are going to be your most important in the long run. You do want to keep on track of your nitrate if you do have problems with high nitrate. But I keep my nitrate pretty low. Most of the time it's undetectable, which isn't the best thing to do. But it works for me. It's better than having skyrocketing nitrate. And for measuring your salt water, you want to get one of these. This is a refractometer. So you want to calibrate it when you first get it. And to calibrate it, you just use fresh water, RODI preferably. But you put a few drops on there. You close this and you look into a light source. And it's going to have a little blue line that shows up. And with fresh water, you want it to be at 0, right? So if it's the blue line is a little below or a little above the 0 mark, it's got this little cap right here that has a little screw. And then you can adjust it with the little provided screwdriver and calibrate it. And you want to do that pretty frequently. I'd suggest about once a month. And then when you go to test your salt water, it'll be calibrated and accurate. And I usually shoot for a specific gravity of 1.025 to 1.026. All right, who we got in here now? Did I see a Miss Patty? Patty, what's up? This kid finally took my advice and started stealing internet from that neighbor. Dude, I'm proud of him. I got myself a computer, man. Ian is coming up. Yup. Big time now. I just got to figure out OBS and this damn editing thing on the computer. Who knows? Maybe I'll start a second channel and do some gaming. Ian, if I never kept a salt tank, I don't need any of that crap. Yep, that's right. If you don't have a saltwater tank, you don't need it. But if you are planning to start a saltwater tank, these are some of the things that you're going to need. And some of it is not very expensive, like this. For me, was like $12, $13 on Amazon. And you can find similar ones. You can find more expensive ones if you want, ones that are probably more accurate, more easier to use. This one's pretty easy to use. I don't recommend those little hydrometers that are clear plastic and you fill it up with tank water and tap it to get all the bubbles out. And it has this little float thing that tells you where the gravity's at. You need to figure out OBS and editing too. Study buddies? Yeah, we'll study it together. I hinted to Steven that he should do an OBS video for dummies. If you're watching, Steven. I could just look it up myself, and there's probably a ton of them, but it'd be funny to see Steven do one. Oh, I know, Jimmy. The refractometer is the bee's knees. Yeah, I really want to try that Hannah checker button, though. There's a bunch of Hannah checkers that you can get. They're more expensive, and they look more different to use because they have like this little vial that you fill with tank water and reagents, and you put it in this little plastic thing, and it gives you a digital readout of like down to a 2 decimal. So seems pretty accurate if you're wanting to do like a mixed reef SPS tank. Kind of want that accuracy to make sure you're being stable. There, you can go way deeper into it too with the Apex Neptune systems. And what saltwater fish or creature is the most forgiving with the salinity, or is there no such thing? Yeah, there's more. There's fish that are pretty hardy. Like how we keep hardy mollies, or Oscars would say are hardy cichlids. Convicts are very hardy. So there are hardy saltwater fish. Clownfish are very hardy. Um, I'd say the Watchman gobies are very hardy with their pistol shrimp pair. Um, I wouldn't try the dragonets or scooter blennies. Those are a little bit more experienced, but the blue-green chromis, yes, they are very hardy. They do require a bit of a bigger tank because they like to be in schools, and it's really cool to see them in a big tank where they can go back and forth. So I'd like to do those in like a 4-foot tank. Maybe I can do some chromis in the 40-gallon. That'd be cool. They'd be good in there. Cardinal fish, yep, those are super hardy. Damsels, super hardy, yep. And if you like inverts, there's lots of snails that are super hardy, and shrimp, hermit crabs. I really like the hermit crabs, the scarlet reefs. I have one of those, and blue legs. The blue leg hermits are really fun. And there's some really hardy corals out there too. Um, a lot of the soft corals like Enthelia, Xenia. I find Enthelia to be easier than Xenia, and green star polyp is a really nice, easy coral that brings a lot of green color to your tank. There's also zoanthids. They're this small, little circular polyped coral, soft coral, and they bring a lot of color, many different varieties. There's yellows, golds, and just insanities, just in crazy names for them too. It's almost like a weed Strain names. Jenna P. Saltwater shrimp are awesome. Yes, I need to get some more shrimp. Does anyone have any fishes like cichlids they're getting rid of? Let me know. I'm looking for yellow and blue cichlids. Hmm. What, like type of cichlids? Like African cichlids? Yep. I don't keep any African cichlids. Oh my gosh, Kenyan tree. Yeah, Kenya tree takes over. And that's a really cool coral. Got some frags of Kenya tree if anyone wants any. And I've got frags of Mantelia. Um, covering my ears. No salt water for me. Yeah, you had an old saltwater tank, Kenny. But it was easy for you because you were in Hawaii and you can. I would do the same thing. I like toadstool leathers too. Cabbage leathers. Those are really cool. A lot of leathers are really cool. Gorgonians. Yeah. Now, with saltwater, you do want to use RODI water. You don't really want to use your tap water unless you have really clean tap water. But if you really want to be the best uh, with algae, RODI water is the best. Zero TDS. You can create really specific water parameters that you're looking for. And you'll know that there's not any like silicates or phosphates that were in your tap water. For me, I use tap water. I have 11 to 15, 18 TDS out of the tap at times. And it seems to be fine with me just because there's not really a whole lot in there. No GH, no KH, no phosphate, no nitrate. I'm guessing most of it is probably get a little bit of silicate and the chlorine that's in the water. Did I watch Tidal Gardens live yesterday? No, I missed that one. I have to watch that one still. You could do some cool Fowler tanks. Yep, Fowler is another thing you could do. If you just want to do fish only with live rock, that's Fowler. Take all this coral talk out of it. You don't need any special lighting or special DC blow pumps that can go back and forth. Now the fish might like it, so you might still want to do that, but you don't need it as intently. Kenny, just a hermit crab or two, maybe a starfish. Now, starfish are not very hardy. They're pretty particular of their water parameters. And they really like a seasoned tank because they love to graze on stuff. So they're really better in really large tanks. It would be nice if more popular fish fam would do simple salt setups, showing people it doesn't have to be expensive or hard. Yeah, the worst part is mixing salt. That can be made easy. Yeah, I'd say that's the most time consuming part, but if you get a good mixing pump and a nice easy salt, that'll mix well. Um, and also, temperature plays a good part. I do recommend using like a little heater to help keep the water warm, makes the salt more soluble. Plus, you want to match it to your tank temperature as well. You don't want that fluctuating. The the thing about corals are they really love stability. So the most things you keep stable, the more success you'll have. So no temperature swings, no pH swings, alkalinity swings. Cyphastria, Cynarina are blue yellow. Uh, Cyphastria are another cool coral. I haven't kept many of stony corals. A few soft corals can grow in almost every tank. Yeah, that's why I like the soft corals. Aquarium's maintained by Andy. What's up? Hippie John, Fisherman, Hippie John, Fisherman. Is he in here? Did he jump in here? Hippie John the Fisherman, what's happening? What's going on? Yep, Biz's wife pushed him to get a saltwater tank. Good. Yeah, it's only difficult if you want to make it difficult. Like, if you just want nice, easy corals or anemones, you don't need all this fancy, schmancy stuff. But you do want good equipment that will last you a long time, so you're not replacing it every year. Oh, look at that. Lee Wilcox. Hello, dear friend. Good to see you and all, of course. What is going on, my friend? I hope you and Sue and all the kitties are doing well. Worked all day and just got home. Well, I hope you have a pleasant Easter. Waiting for you. Have a good dinner at least tonight. We had ham and stuff, mac and cheese, deviled eggs, pasta salad, potato salad, macaroni salad, a bunch of sweets like pineapple upside down cake. Uh, yeah. There's a bunch of different salts that you can use in saltwater. Some that come to mind are the Instant Ocean reef salts. I think that's what they call it. Let me look it up real quick. But Instant Ocean makes a salt, both for reef systems and fish only systems. And there is a difference because the reef systems are going to use more alkalinity and stuff like that. Calcium. Yeah, so they have a reef crystals and sea salt, Instant Ocean. Yeah. Yeah, Instant Ocean and reef crystals. Yep. There's also Red Sea, Coral Pro, Fritz, RPM. Uh, there's a bunch of different brands you can use. Find ones that you think you'll like and stick with it. Don't change your salts. Just use that salt and stick with it. Because once you start changing up salts, things are going to be changing. because every salt brand is different in the recipes. So try to stick with the salt that your fish store will carry all the time, or one that is affordable for your pocket. And you want to take all that into account when you're going to be maintaining your saltwater tank long term. Because for me, when I started, everybody was using the Fritz RPM. And now I don't know what happened. I can't find it. Our reef store is like, yeah, we don't carry it anymore. And I'm just like, well, okay. So I switched to the Red Sea Reef Pro, which everybody seems to have. So Lee says Sue, his wife, is up and says hello. Hello, Sue. It's a great lady. Lefty 321A, or lots of numbers, and always get it wrong. Do you mix your own or buy a particular mix? I mix my own saltwater at home. I just buy a specific brand, but you can buy saltwater from your saltwater fish store. That's kind of up to you if you want to do that. I don't want to be hauling jugs everywhere, so I just mix it at home. Stephen P says, Eakins, what up? And like I said earlier, you want to mix your salt level to 1.025 to 1.026. Now, filtration. There's a ton of filtration that you can do in saltwater. Whether you want to do sump filtration, all-in-one sump filtration, hang-on back filtration, canister filtration. Some people don't like to use those last two I mentioned, but I think on a budget setup, they're perfectly awesome, and they will get you where you need to go in the beginning. Excuse me. Personally, I'm using the Seachem Tidal 55 on my 10-gallon reef tank. Got it turned down quite a bit, but I love the skimmer feature on it, and it's got a lot of space for mechanical filtration as well as the biological filtration. Now with sumps, you have a lot more controllability of your tank. Like you can do different size pumps for more water flow, or if you want to get a nice DC controllable pump to where you could control how much power it's using and how much flow it's going to put out. I do recommend those. Those are more quieter, more reliable. And I think more companies should be switching to those pumps soon. Like it would be nice to have hang-on back filters that we can ramp up how much power we can put on them. And I think canister filters are starting to get on that. Oh, 3G. Had a blue Cara jump out of the bucket and dry out stiff as a board. I found it, peeled it off the floor, and put it in the bucket to deal with later. A few minutes later, it started swimming. Yeah. 3G. I've had that same exact situation happen to me, and she lived for about 12 hours. So maybe you can have better luck, but I hope that everything will be okay. It's a tough thing when it happens because their slime coat is pretty much gone at that point, and that slime coat is what helps with their osmoregulation. It's pretty cheap, but yeah, it is very costly if you have large tanks. That's why most people with large tanks just get an RODI system at home and get big barrels of water and mix at home. Like when I do a 40 gallon, I'm gonna need a 35 gallon brute trash can, and a power head in it. Yep. I use a 5 gallon bucket on my 10 gallon. What filtration do you use with your pea puffers? I like to use Hang On Back filter. I have AquaClear 20, I believe, on a 10 gallon, and I have a coarse intake sponge on the intake, and some fine filter uh, coarse filter media, and then the biological filter media. Let's give Ian some love. Smash the like. Smashing the like, everyone. Hope you're all having fun on Easter. Big J's Fish Keeper. What's going on? Need to get this guy on a stream again. Might open up the panel here in a little bit. I had a fish that be dry for that to be dry for 2 hours. Yeah. I can love you, Lee. Saltwater is on another level. I keep easy fish. It's a hobby. I don't have to do much to keep them happy. Saltwater, I don't think I have the aptitude for that. But I love those that do. Yeah. And I really thought it would be more difficult, but I don't know. I think it's pretty easy so far, but planning out this 40 gallon breeder build, man, it's intimidating as hell that I have to drill this 40 gallon and hard plumb this tank to the sump. And me being like a construction HVAC guy that did a little bit of plumbing in the back, I kind of like things to be nice when I did plumbing. So I'm going to get the right fittings, Schedule 80. Um, I don't know if I'm going to get the colored pipe. I might, just to be a little fancy. But yeah, I'm going to do the union ball valves, and I might get a gate valve just for all that. The Y siphon stoppers. Lunatic Fringe, what's going on? I think it makes almost no difference between fresh and saltwater. If you only keep fish, yeah. If you only keep fish, it's a lot easier with saltwater. But I also want to do like a protein skimmer, and I've never messed with a protein skimmer before, so like I don't even know how to adjust stuff to make bubbles better. So that I still have a ton of research to do about shit like that, and I actually got to get the thing in my hands, play with it, and just fucking start getting on it. But it's gonna be a slow process. I gotta save up some money and get it piece by piece. Just planning out what I need so far. This computer, I kind of spent some money that I was gonna start getting for the reef, but I decided to get this little microphone and webcam. I still gotta pay my brother for the computer. Had a corridor and a bucket with plants. Wood with no oxygen exchange for about a month. I went to put the plants in my tank and out dropped a cord. Yeah, because corridors have uh, an ability to go up to the surface and go bare. So they're definitely use a gate valve under the overflow easier to control the flow in your sump. Yeah, and I definitely want to do a. I'm still debating if I want to do a bean animal or a Herbie, but I think I want to do a bean animal overflow style. Aqua balls. So lighting is pretty important if you're wanting to do corals. Now, if you don't want corals, if this is a fish only system, you can rock with your $20 shop light from Walmart and you'll be able to see your fish if that's what you want. But if you want to show off the colors a little bit more, I would recommend getting a saltwater specific light just so you can see the colors more. But the corals, it's really important because they need light to photosynthesize. Most, if not all, corals that photosynthesize have an algae inside of them called zooxanthellae that they use to build up their uh, their system. Now, I'm not a coral expert and know exactly how that works, but that is how corals grow. They photosynthesize. Now, there are non photosynthetic corals, and they are very tricky. You gotta be on them with food constantly. But yeah, there are different corals that can live in almost no light, but there are corals that need light and flow, and picking the right light at first is going to be expensive, but in the long run, it's going to save you time and money because these programmable lights that can straight Bluetooth Wi-Fi to your phone, and you can control each color spectrum of the light. That's important not only for your eyes, but for the coral as well. But mostly for our eyes. And a lot of them have that ramp up, you know, goes up slowly and then stays there, goes down. You can control different color spectrums to go at different times of the day. much like the Fluval 3.0s if you're used to them. Just there's a lot of good features, some not so useful features. Just invest in what you want to accomplish. Flow and temperature is also important. It's good to have a lot of flow so that you're picking up detritus and off the corals. It's also good to help with algae. Certain algae don't like flow. The fish love flow. The corals love flow. So invest in a good pump that'll last you a long time. I like the DC pumps. We were talking about those earlier. Just controllable, quiet, good to have. Power heads, also good to have. They can put flow in areas that your filter can't if you don't want to add another filter. Fishing on Tactics. Ian, I ordered a linear air pump yesterday off Amazon. Awesome. And then scaping your tank. So scaping your tank, you can just get aragonite sand. I recommend the Carib Sea Aragilive sand. The Fiji pink. That's the color that I like. Don't get the black. I don't like the black. Get the pink. But it's more white. That's good stuff. It's like Eco Complete where it comes in wet. So it's already got beneficial bacteria and whatever, I think it's just a nice looking sand. There's probably other cheaper sands that you can find if you don't want all that, but I like the Aragilive. You can also get different brands of dry rock. The Carib Sea also makes dry live rock, which is purple. Supposedly already comes inoculated with coralline algae and different bacteria. So if you're looking for that, that's a good rock to use. You can also use ocean rock, like actual reef rock. That's really hard to get nowadays and it might be more expensive. But I like the look of ocean rock. There's also different brands, like Two Little Fishies makes one. Bunch of different brands of rock. There's different styles. Like I like the chunky stuff and the plating stuff. That stuff looks really cool. I think in the 40 gallon, I want to do a mix of the base plates, and then at the top, I want to do more of those like longer pieces and put like SPS on longer pieces. Because I'm doing a mixed reef. I called it. I'm doing a mixed. I'm gonna have the SPS. I'm gonna have LPS. It's gonna be a nice setup. And picking your first inhabitants. Once your tank's all cycled, you're gonna want to put something in there right away. But I recommend doing a fishless cycle and just letting your tank grow some algae, letting it get the ammonia out of there, let the bacteria do its thing. It might take a while, but if you got live rock, if you manage to find actual live rock, put it in your sump, put it in your filter or your tank, and feed it ammonia and keep testing it and watching it. And then once you know that your ammonia is zero, your nitrites are zero, and your nitrates are either a little above zero, but not like skyrocketing, one between like 5 or 10. You have the Fluval lights, two of them on the 55 and one on the 30 to set them to day and night and have effects such as lightning strikes, but as far for us, not the fish. Or is it? No, that's more for the eyes, the viewer, the keeper of the fish. Like the Fiji pink. Yeah, it's good for sand sifters. My Watchman Goby and Pistol Shrimp pair love it. But I recommend like hermit crabs. Definitely hermit crabs. The blue legged scarlet and the scarlet reefs are awesome. The Astrina starfish, turbo snails, uh, Astra's snails. There's copepods. I recommend putting as much biodiversity as you can into your tank, and macroalgae. If you can put macroalgae into your tank, that's going to add a ton of biodiversity, and it's going to help bring in other little critters that are going to help eat other little things like algae. You know, I got a ton of bubble algae in my tank. In the hang on back, it's like growing up, like it's growing out of the water. So I got to get rid of that. That damn emerald crab. And easy corals, I think we already talked about this. Most of them are going to be your soft corals, that meaning they have no calcium-based skeleton, and most leather corals are super hardy. Zoanthids and green star polyps, like Delias, Xenia, um, some LPS, which is large polyp stony. Those are going to be corals with a hard skeleton structure, and they have big fleshy polyps. So, like your hammers, your ganies, torches, um, a lot of your plating corals, not plating, yeah, plating, the plating, plate corals, scolies, and but some of them can be really tricky and pretty expensive. There's SPS corals, which are your small polyp stony. Those can get pretty expensive. Pretty, um, what do you say? Not hardy, easy to kill. Um, they don't like instability. They like your calcium to be on point. So I wouldn't recommend SPS. And then pretty much that's all I have so far. But research everything. Find other YouTubers, watch their tanks, learn from them. Um, if you don't know, now you know. I got a reef tank and I got a playlist on it. We can look at that if you want for a little bit. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, let's share the screen. Boom. So, this is my saltwater aquarium. Setting it up. See if I can speed this motherfucker up. Oh, it's a little slow. But I use the Carob C Live Rock and then the Fritz RPM. Okay, that's mixing. And then this is a crushed coral bass. It's like a more coarser bass. And then I top it off with the live sand. And it pretty much sat like this for a while. And I started out with that stupid hydrometer thingy. You can see right there. And that's pretty much the hydrometer. But that's it there. Let's see the. This is the last video I did on it, I think. It's really cool to see the corals in fast motion. But this is a cool little tank. That's Lemon. That's my Watchman Goby. Those are my Twizzler Zoas. The mangrove that didn't make it. And there's the. I do have some LPS candy cane, and that acan died. But there's a green star polyp. That's a toadstool. Right here is the Kenya tree. That's more green star polyp. Right there's a cabbage leather. Yeah, that's candy cane. Another leather. Yeah. Stream. Stop. Boo. Those clowns are pissed. Yes, they're always pissed. Love the look of some of the corals. Yeah, corals are awesome. This book is good resource. Cool. I will have to check on that. You have 3 pistol shrimps with their Watchman Goby. Cool. Yeah, I love my Watchman Goby. He is cool. And the pistol shrimp is also very cool. But I think it's time for an intermission. Snack break. Long rip. Maybe I'll pull myself up on the phone. Let's see, what's my battery at? Around 57. I can pull myself up. Excuse me. And if anyone else wants to pop up, go ahead, man. If you guys want to talk saltwater redneck Jesus, what's going on? If y'all didn't see my stupid little cichlid video, hashtag I love cichlids. That was a cool video. Brennan going tonight? I sure hope so. All right. I'm gonna stop it. Stop the camera, and then I'll be back. Boom. Everything working? I sure hope so. Let me go to YouTube, make sure it's all working good. Seems to be all right. Okay, cool. Mom's got you playing on the TV, so we dropped in to say hey. Well, I appreciate it. And you got your own cichlid now too? Yeah. I think you got your own Oscars now, right? That's awesome. Oscars are definitely my favorite cichlid. I wish I still kept them. But down the line I will, once I get some more bigger aquariums. Definitely bigger. Triple digits. That's what I want. Jonas, got your own Oscar. Awesome. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Had to grab me a fucking cookie because it's Easter. Damn it. Like somebody locked my keys in the garage. Hold on.
This one's Felix. He's the son. And then that one is Boots. That's the mom. Sorry, I had to find my keys. And I ate a cookie. Now I'm gonna go smoke a little weed. I was hoping with 2 Ians up we'd get double the Ian, but we seem to have gotten half the Ian. Oh man. Double the man? I think not. I need to get my logo. Should be get revised here soon. So that'll be looking good. Cheers. Yes. Oh look, there's 2 Ians. Yes, Nathan. Nathan, what's up? That was a cool stream yesterday. It's awesome to see him bike around Australia to the beach and bike around a pier. Is Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics streaming tonight? I believe he is. It's the Glass Box Hero. What's up, Danny? Danny Weshy.
All right, I made it back. I pressed a button there. But let me get back up and chat. Thanks, bro. Hope you liked the beach. It was really nice, even though it was overcast. Yeah, it was nice. Had rain today. Just finished doing water change on the Barramundi. Ah, Nathan. There he is.
G'day, how are you?
Hey, Nathan. What's up?
Just finished doing the water change on the barrow.
Did you get him moved over to the big tank?
No, it's still in the same tank.
What happened to all the plants, man?
He ripped them up and I had to pull the driftwood out because he was going to injure himself.
Ah, that sucks. There was a lot of plants in there.
Because he is about 15 to 16 inches long now.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. It's Yabby. Yeah, Brian, how you going, man? G'day, Paul, how you going, mate? G'day, Michelle, how you going?
Michelle, what's going on? Yeah, I had a lot of plants in there. Nice looking crypts and Otala. I remember.
No, that's the other one. You're thinking of his old tank, probably.
Oh, so you did move them.
He's been in this tank for a while, man.
Oh, it's getting big though. Big enough to fillet.
Oh, yeah. He's got to get over a meter first.
Yeah. So how many tanks you still got?
Uh, eight tanks and just three ponds at the moment.
Cool.
So I do have baby yabbies at the moment, currently growing up. They've just recently come off the mum. So I'm going to start splitting them up and grow them up to about the 2 to 3 centimeter mark, and they'll be fed to this big bad boy.
Cool.
So the biggest recorded size of barramundi and Murray cod is actually 1.8 meters long.
Damn.
So that's a pretty big fish.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'd love to see this fish get up to that size, but like I said, once he hits over the meter mark, I'm actually going to cook him up.
Yeah. gonna be a good fish to eat.
I've already got a couple of chefs lined up, so they want to do, you know, all that fancy type dressing look, make the fish look absolute amazing type thing. So they can work their art on that part, or work my art on growing the fish up.
Yeah. Peace out, Redneck Jesus. Hope you have a good one. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with this big ass piece of wood.
Put it in a big ass tank.
I don't have any big ass tanks, and this thing, this thing's big.
Bigger than a 4-foot tank?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely need to upgrade to an 8-foot tank then, mate.
I might clip it down.
Yeah, you can do. That's the other option.
Because there's a lot of cool pieces I can get off this to work in smaller tanks. Because it's a big piece of manzanita. I don't know if you can see it. This right here. It's really big.
Yeah, that is big. I'm going to see whether he'll eat. You ready?
Yeah. Here, let me put you on the big screen. Hold on. How do I put you in solo layout? Boom. Gone. And what was that? Brine shrimp?
No, that's a frozen cube of black food.
You still got the Blackmores?
Yeah, still got them.
Cool.
Just got to move the 6-foot and the 3-foot tank back to where it was meant to be, and then I can get into doing maintenance on the Blackmores.
Yeah, he's getting thick too. Like
And the
tall.
best thing is that line across his whole body goes from the head right down to the tail. That will always be there.
Yeah, that's their lateral line, isn't it?
Yep. Same as the stripe. The stripe will stay on their head all times.
The stripe is the coolest part.
It is, yes. So he's about He is sort of hungry, but sort of not. Normally, he would end up slapping the water and have water coming out of the tank onto the floor.
Hey, still in ya? Good to see you.
Yeah, still in you. How you going? In about probably 2 months' time, he's going to be hopefully be in the 6-foot tank. Hopefully.
Six-foot tank will be good for him.
But he'll only be in there for about probably 3 months, 6 months to allow me more time to get a pull up and get a fence around it because it's a pool. I've got to abide by the laws down here with all that type of stuff as well.
Yeah. Even
So,
if it's in your backyard?
yeah, even if it's in my backyard, above ground, in ground, should always have a fence because there's that chance of a kid going in there and drowning.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my opinion, anything more than waist high should have a fence around it if it's in like a pool or something like that.
Well, there should already be a fence around your backyard, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, but it still doesn't stop someone that having someone over that got kids or whatever and go out the back and come inside. And
True.
there's always that what if moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the mouth is pretty big on this fish.
I'd
I've
say.
fed him fish that are 8 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and he swallowed the fish full.
What a beast.
He's going to be a really big fish, man. That slap, you're going to hear that for ages. Every night.
I really like the pattern on them.
You can get them in all sorts of different patterns. When I got him, I had no choice in patterns. It was just pot of luck, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like they do a lot of work in Australia to protect the Murray cod.
Yeah, there is a lot of work to protect Murray cod. Here in my town, before they closed the school up, there was a high school here that would farm Murray cod. So what they did was they went and built a really big shed. They spent thousands and thousands of dollars in setups, tanks, all that type of stuff to get it up all and running. And yeah, they were breeding up Murray cod, barramundi, growing them up to, roughly this size and even a little bit bigger, and filleting them and smoking them and selling them to the public and all that type of stuff. So, but now they don't do it anymore because the school's closed.
I like to try it smoked.
Oh, it's really nice smoked. Better than kingfish.
And is it a white meat?
Yeah.
Making me hungry.
So, in the wild, barramundi and Murray cod are found in northern Australia, which is where it's warmer. They can handle temperatures up to around the 64 Fahrenheit, which is about 18 Celsius degrees during night times. Daytimes, they can handle waters all the way up to 93, 95 Fahrenheit, which is about 34, 35 Celsius degrees. But the biggest problem about having one of these fish is you've got to expect the unexpected. Now, when I had him in the previous tank that he grew up in from when I first got him, he was eating pellets, bloodworms, frozen foods. He would get a live feeding of the treat and he would still eat it. After moving him, it must have shocked him on the move, and he won't eat any pellets whatsoever. These fish here are a fish that they can be basically on liking pellets one day and then the next day they're spitting it out. That they're a very picky fish, they can be.
Just got to keep trying with them.
That's right. You've got to be the stubborn one, not the fish.
Yep.
When I first got him, he was only eating live foods. It took me 2 months in getting him off of live foods every day.
Yep. I told
2
you.
months. 2 months of persistence of throwing pellets in there every day, as well as having a bigger fish in there to encourage him. Hey, look, your food is up the top, mate.
Yep. But now you can't get a bigger fish than that. Unless you go catch one. Can they cohabitate with others in the same tank?
They can, but it also depends on the fish that you're putting it with.
Like cichlids, it depends on their personality.
Him, I can't, because he'll eat them. When you visited Australia, Michelle, whereabouts did you go? I bet you would have liked it coming here.
He's like, hey, you got another cube?
He's not getting another cube because he won't eat it, and I'm not sticking my hand in there to get bitten to get it out. He does. He sits here all the time. They are they are nice places, them ones. I've been to Gold Coast as well as Brisbane. I've been down to Mount Gambier, and I've walked through the caves underground. And one or two caves that actually enter into Victoria border, and you can enter them through the cave. And when you come out the other side, you're actually in Victoria time, which is 30 minutes ahead of what my time is. The one place I'd really like to go is Darwin. But the only thing I don't like about Darwin is the crocodile.
Yeah.
The crocodiles up there are like what it's like for you having alligators.
Yeah, they're basically the same animal.
Pretty well, yeah. Well, I heard, Daniken, that if you got a really deep pocket, you can actually export these over to where you are if you've got a deep pocket. So I'm in South Australia, Michelle. I'm down near the coast, so I've got water one side and bushland the other side.
So can you catch those in your part of
Not in
Australia?
my part. Not in my part. It's too cold.
Yeah.
Where I am, through winter, we get temperatures of nighttime around 0 Celsius degrees to 10 Celsius degrees, which is probably about 30 Fahrenheit to 45 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Which is just too cold for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people will put their fish in pools that are real big in big water volumes, so that when it does get cold, that water still takes a long period of time to actually go down to the outside temperature. I was going to try and do something like that for this fella, but then I thought, nah, for what it's worth, I'll just buy a pool and I'll build an enclosure in for him. Be easier and cheaper that way, in my eyes.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
And then go and source some bamboo and some stuff like that to go in there as an extra filter.
Yeah, that's a really cool fish.
Wait till when I've got about 10 of these.
Are they able to breed in captivity?
It's really hard in getting these to breed in captivity. The reason being is because you need a big fish to breed with a little fish. Because at the age of 3 to 4 years old, a barramundi will actually change sex from going from a male to a female.
So in order for them to breed, they have to breed with fish that aren't 3 to 4 years old.
Yeah. And as everyone knows, big fish eats little fish.
Yeah, imagine he can get quite aggressive.
So the way how this one is at the moment, he's quite aggressive, so he won't be breeding. Because it also depends on the way how you bring them up. So if you bring them up with other fish, your chances of breeding are a lot more higher than what they would be like what I've done.
Yeah.
But when these fish do breed, they do not breed a small amount of fish.
No.
These fish can breed anywhere, can have anywhere up to 1.6 million babies.
God damn.
So let's say I had one of these breed on me. Let's say I got 800,000 out of the whole lot. I ended up losing 400,000 of them. I sell them off for $1 a head. There's a house paid off.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the fish store, these fish are actually selling for about, so in my area, these fish are selling for about $20 to $30 a fish.
Wow.
So even if I sold them for $5 a fish, I'm still in the green zone.
Yeah. You can, sounds like you can make a lot of money on them.
Oh yeah. As for crossbreeding, I believe we've probably with another breed of barramundi, yes. As for crossbreeding with a different species of fish, probably not.
Now you said they had like different color morphs in, right? Is that just from
So
live?
there's different types of barramundi. There's a black barramundi. There's a golden tiger, I think they call it, which is just a golden, um, just like a golden color of a koi angelfish.
Hmm.
Um, there's also a golden barramundi. There's also an albino barramundi. Um, but it also depends on how deep you really want to spend on purchasing a fish like that. So, as for like a couple months ago, I priced up a albino barramundi, and the only available size was 65 centimeters, so 2 foot. A fish at 2 foot long. That was the only size available. They wanted $1,500,
Damn. That's too much.
and the risk was put on me about buying the fish and bringing it back home. And if it died in my tank, it was on me. So it was like, no, I can't justify that.
Nah. It was smart to get it small and raise it up.
So this is just the normal type, the white stripe with the silver. So you can pick these ones up pretty cheap compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Never heard of an albino one.
Yeah, I got a dude on TikTok I follow in Adelaide. He works at a fish store. I'll send you a video that he's made of the barramundi. There's been stingrays as well going into the shop as well. So,
Oh, when you gonna get stingrays?
nah, I'm right. Not yet. Maybe in a fair few more years first. Because if I had a stingray tank, I'd probably build like a 8 foot wide by 8 foot long,
Yep.
just so that I can go, right, the stingray can stay in there now.
Make it like a short tank.
pretty well.
Might as well put them in the pool.
Well, if they outgrow the tank, that's where they can go, yeah.
It's funny to think that's small,
Yeah,
but
and
that's a big fish, but they get way bigger.
put it this way. The tank there is 4 foot long. He'll grow bigger than that,
Yeah.
right? He'll easily grow from the corner of the tank from the lounge side to the wall. To give you a realistic idea on how big this fish will get.
How many inches is it front to back?
So from the lip to the tail, I'm not too sure at that size, but at the moment he's about 16 inches.
I mean the tank.
The tank, I couldn't tell you about that in inches. I'm Australian, man. We work on our own measurements, remember?
Centimeters. Centigrade.
So that'd be about 100 or 4 foot is 120 centimeters. So
Ricky asks, what do you do with it when it gets that big? You fry them up.
yeah, throw a nice size hook in his mouth and make sure you hold on because the fight is amazing.
But he's going to get a big old pool pond ready for him. You grow them out to get that big.
And one of the other things I'm going to do for the pool is I'm going to put a UV light in the filter to help with the pool.
That'll definitely help creep the green water out.
Yeah.
Barramundi and chips.
Yeah, mate. Barramundi and chips and barramundi burger.
Ooh, that sounds good. And smoked. Gotta get some smoked barramundi.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be
Smoked.
plenty of that going around.
Oh, can you ship that shit out of the country? Smoked barramundi?
Not too sure, man.
Figure it out. I'll help pay for the shipping. That sounds dank. Vacuum seal it or something.
Could do. Still depends.
Yeah, I don't know if food's able to ship internationally.
The shipping food's a pretty tricky thing.
Australia's always got some fucked up laws.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Fish Dreams. Anyone hear from Brandon? Know if he's going on tonight? Misfit Reptile and Aquatics. I'm gonna check.
Yeah, but the problem with that there, Ricky, is they change all that stuff up like it's not out of fashion. So bit of research, see what happens.
I'm not seeing any scheduled. Let me check. Fish Family. Okay, so Misfit is supposed to go at 8:30, but he's not on. I think he is not going. What is up, Eduardo? Something came up. Okay. He ain't streaming. Okay. And it is up to me to keep the shit going. Let me post this StreamYard link. See if anyone else wants to come up. Cool. I should be pinned now too. Yeah, check Fish Family or check the chat. Fucking Patty. Up to Me and is a Jethro Tull song. Shit, Patty. Happy Easter to Fish Dreams. Off to bed. What? No. Gotta stay up, Eduardo. Don't act like it's Monday tomorrow. Come on. Today's my Saturday. I don't have work tomorrow. I can stay up as long as I want. You don't want to turn into a pumpkin now, Eduardo. Oh, glad to see Patty back in the chats. And it was really good to see your stream yesterday, Nathan.
Oh, thanks, Ian. I've got to go back through it and watch it.
The wind sound was a little much, but it was bearable. The video was really good, though.
I noticed when I was writing that it was a bit shaky.
But yeah, a little shaky at some parts, but
That just means it just needs some more yoga mat down around the mount itself on the handlebars.
yeah, that might help.
So
A little more cushion to help stabilize that.
yeah. So but still good. We'll get there in the end.
Fish Dreams is downsizing. Oh no. And you're still trying to downsize too, right?
Great.
You?
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of some silver dollars.
You still haven't found homes for them yet?
Nah.
Those are a cool fish, man. I'm surprised no one's picked up on those.
Yeah, well, there's quite a few in there, and I'm not chancing it with this fellow because he will smash them.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
So trying to offload him before moving him. There's like 17, 15, in between 15 and 18 silver dollars.
Do you think your fish store would buy them off you?
No, tried that. Tried the fish store. I've tried selling privately. I've even put posts up. So
Maybe you could move the silver dollars into the 4-foot tank and then move the barramundi into the 6-foot tank.
yeah, the only problem with that is then I'll be taking the filter off this 4-foot, using it on the 6-foot because this is the biggest filter I've got running at the moment. And I don't have $700 to go and buy another one. Because the fish hobby is rather expensive down here.
Yeah, it is getting really expensive. Everything is.
Basically, what you pay for the price of a Fluval canister filter is what I'd pay for an Aqua One highest filter of them all.
Yeah.
But that's just the way how the cookie crumbles. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Fish Dream says I'm sad, but physically can't do it. Hoping to enjoy some smaller tanks and maybe one breeding project. Cool. At least you're not giving up on the hobby. And Patty says, ain't nothing wrong with small tanks. I said, ain't nothing wrong with small tanks, now you hear? How many tanks do you have now, Patty? And yeah, you'll be able to enjoy it more. I'm also thinking of downsizing a couple tanks to put up bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna downsize a couple to put up bigger tanks. That math works out correct, right?
Yeah, it does. Because that's what I'm doing. Getting rid of all the smaller ones and sticking to 3 foot and up.
Patty has 13 tanks and a snail bucket. Haha. And then Aquaballs says, I need more tanks. Got a whole garage of tanks. I'm excited about this 40-gallon breeder I'm doing. It's going to be a cool little reef tank. I think bigger tanks are easier to maintain. They are easier to maintain.
I'm going to hop off in. I'm going to jump down in the chat. Got to stick the phone on charge.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Will do. You mean good day?
Good day. Yeah. Everything's backwards over there.
No, we're not backwards, mate. Told you in the stream yesterday. All right, man. I'll speak to you in through chatway.
Yeah, man. Have a good day.
Will do. Same to you, mate.
Cool. That was nice of Nathan to see him up there. Upside down. Yeah. That's what it is. They're all upside down over there. Yep. Patty. That is so true. Better to care for fewer well than many poorly. Yep. That's why I don't have like a whole lot of tanks. I mean, I've got a lot of tanks, but I've got enough to keep me busy, and all my fish are really happy. I take care of them good. Here's the 20-gallon. Did some maintenance on it today. CO2 is still off, but there's some CPDs, some little emerald irasporas, guppies. Where's Buck? There you are, Buck. There's my little ram. Bunch of Corydoras. Those are panda cories. And I got one little panda cory fry in there. Little flame tetras. Don't mind me just falling asleep on the couch. I'm sorry, I'm boring, Danny. But I gotta come in here and rip out some plants. This Crinum calamastratum is taking over. This Parnageton is also taking over. And the Lanthium Vesuvius is also taking over. Christopher Maderos, what's going on? Yeah, it is time for a trim. And I got some plants growing out the top here. That's Hydrocotyle verticulata. Some Ludwigia at the top, Rotala, and all the grass is the Helanthium Vesuvius. Not at all, just a long day at work in the morning. Yeah, on Easter, man. Not a lot of people work on Easter today. There's also Bacopa Monieri variegated. Look at the shrimp. I love shrimp. See if we can look at him from up top. There he is. I love shrimp. Bright red. Cool shrimp. Yeah, I got a couple shrimp in there. Not a whole lot, but a few of them. Debbie Holding, what's going on? I like Vesuvius swords. Yeah, my Vesuvius sword is so fucking weird. It doesn't curl. It curled in when I got it from Boost Plant. The immersed leaves were curled, and in a couple other tanks, it was curled for a little bit. And then I put it in this tank, and all the other stuff died. And in this tank, it's just all straight. Straight leaves. Like a Vallisneria. Mine's not curly anymore either. Huh. Isn't that weird? Maybe I'm just missing something. Or maybe it's not meant to curl. Maybe that's like a genetic thing. You gotta have like certain parameters or so. Ian, imagine my Rotala growing with blood red Rotala in my square tank. Would look awesome, right? Yeah. You should get some of that. Yeah. So it does the same. It's got leaves that are running up this 20 gallon and it loops to the front. I gotta trim it back regularly. And this crenum is hella big. I can just take out some leaves. Look at this thing. This thing's huge. I just planted in the back. So nice healthy crenum. Got a lot of plants in here. Damn, we've been going for 2 hours and 16 minutes already. I might call it here soon, just so I'm not using a whole bunch of my StreamYard time. Because I have been streaming pretty regularly now, and I did that test stream earlier this week. So could use a Glass Box Hero song right now. Hey, Danny, if that's okay, wouldn't mind playing one of your songs, man. I can pull it up right now. Let me see. I haven't done that before. Videos. Big Glass Box Hero. Well, this internet is great. And do you do tank tours too at Atkins Nature Aquariums? Can you do tank tours too? I can. I don't think with this setup right now, because this camera is pretty short on length, but I can try to hook up my phone. And I can also start using my actual like point and shoot camera. Bunny Viper, what is going on? We are having a great Easter. I hope you had a great Easter as well. I wasn't in the streams much today because I've just been busy. And he says, it's always fine with me. Never sounds as good, though. I would agree. It doesn't sound as good as looking it up yourself and listening to it, but I will play it. And if you haven't subscribed to Glassbox Hero, you better do it. Share System Audio.
Standing in the rain, in a heavy downpour, waiting for the pet shop to open the doors. Here the manager comes, watch him turn the key. He opens the doors as if just for me. I need a one filter. They're in aisle 3. Look over there. They're buy one get one free. Keep the water warm. Didn't think that I needed, but I do for sure. That one better with a messed up fin. Grab that cup, put it in my hand. That a Nubian and Java first. Bang it up, now watch it learn. Go home and get escaping. Just don't stop. Gotta keep on escaping and fill the water to the top. Be a glass box hero and crying his eyes. I'm a glass box hero and crying his eyes. Without one better box hero and crying his eyes. I'll make you cry in time. In a store without a name, $1 per gallon sale. Give me all your 10 gallons. I got plants in the mail. Guppies breeding out the ass. All these cichlids too. But that one better, I owe it all to you. Now it just keeps skating. It'll never gonna stop. Gonna keep on skating. Right out the top and be a glass box hero and crying his eyes. I'm a glass box hero and crying his eyes. Glass
Last Box Hero by Danny Weshy. Last Box Hero. That was a cool one. I really like that. Plan for another one. Found a good song to parody. Cool. Can't wait for it. I love them. My pet supplies sucks. Ah. Fish family, thank you, Bunny. But I think that's going to be a good song to end it on because I am tired as hell. It's 9:30 o'clock for me. I'm hungry. I'm going to go find something to eat. And who knows? If anyone else is streaming, I might pop on their stream. But if not, that's going to be it for me tonight. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.